Let's talk about something huge. The idea that the key to completely transforming your life, well, it's already inside your own mind. So how do we find it? How do we unlock it? Let's get into it. I mean, think about it. We all have those big goals, right? A better job, maybe more success, definitely better health. But what if the answer isn't out there somewhere? What if we've been looking in the wrong place this whole time? That's it, right there. The solution is already inside you. And the most powerful tool you will ever get your hands on is your own subconscious mind. So the real question is, how do we actually use it? Let's find out. Okay, so let's start with section 1, your hidden treasure. We've got to understand what this thing is. What is the subconscious mind? And really, where does all this incredible power come from? Okay, picture an iceberg. Seriously, the little tip you see poking out of the water, that's your conscious mind. It's what you're using right now to listen to me, to think, to analyze. But here's the kicker. That's only about 10% of your total mental power. The real force, the real giant, is hidden deep beneath the surface. Yeah, you heard that right, 90%. A staggering 90% of your mind's power is subconscious. It's the silent partner running the whole show. It runs your body, it stores every single memory, it shapes how you feel, what you do, and it does it all on autopilot. That, right there, is your hidden treasure. All right, section 2, who is the captain? So we've got these two parts of our mind. Who's actually calling the shots? Let's see how they're supposed to work together. This is such a perfect way to think about it. Your conscious mind, that's the captain of the ship. It's the logical one, the one asking questions, making decisions, giving the orders. But your subconscious mind, well, that is the ship itself. It doesn't argue, it doesn't question the captain, it just obeys. It carries out the commands and steers you through the giant ocean of life. And what does that mean? It means you are in control. You're the captain. The direction your entire life takes literally depends on the commands you give. If you give bad orders, guess what? You're going to end up in some pretty stormy waters. But if you give the right orders, now that's where everything changes. So how do you give the right orders? That's the million-dollar question, right? Well, it all boils down to 3 simple but incredibly powerful rules for programming your subconscious for success. And here they are. Step 1, give clear commands. Step 2, avoid negative orders. And step 3, believe unconditionally. These are the absolute fundamentals. You got to be crystal clear about what you want. You have to stop telling your mind what you don't want. And maybe most importantly, you have to believe. Let's break each one down. Okay, rule number 1, give clear commands. The best way to do this is to treat your subconscious like an invisible, loyal friend. Tell it exactly what you want. So, for example, instead of setting a loud, annoying alarm, try this tonight. Just tell your subconscious, wake me up at 6 a.m. Now, you might think that's crazy, but a story from the source material talks about an ant who did this her entire life. She never used an alarm clock because she had simply trained her subconscious to be her own perfect internal clock. Now for rule 2, and this one is so critical. Never, ever say, I can't. Why? Because your subconscious mind takes every single command you give it literally. It doesn't get sarcasm or wishful thinking. So when you say, oh, I can't afford that, your subconscious just hears an order, and it gets to work making sure that becomes your reality. This means you have to actively, consciously replace those negative orders. The moment you feel anger bubbling up, you consciously command your mind to find peace. When you feel fear creeping in, you replace it with courage. Remember, you are the captain. You have the power to fill your mind with positive commands that will guide your ship to a much better destination. And finally, rule number 3, which might be the most important of all, you must believe unconditionally. Look, none of this works if you're just kind of trying it out to see what happens. Your subconscious can smell doubt from a mile away, and it just rejects it. Belief is the engine. It's the fuel. Without it, the whole thing just doesn't work. Okay, on to section 4, suggestion, a magic wand. So let's talk about the main way your subconscious gets its orders in the first place. It's through this incredibly powerful force called suggestion. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you walk into work feeling totally fine, and a coworker looks at you and says, whoa, you look really tired. Are you sick? Now, if your conscious mind, the captain, doesn't immediately reject that idea, your subconscious might just accept it as fact. And what happens? All of a sudden, you actually start to feel tired, maybe even a little unwell. That's the power of an external suggestion. So you see how that works? That's suggestion. But we're not helpless here. Now, let's take control with what's called autosuggestion. This is where, before anyone else can fill your mind with negative ideas, you fill it with your own positive ones. It's about consciously feeding your mind the thoughts and beliefs you actually want it to have, like, I am successful, I am healthy, I am capable. And this is not some new age idea. Just think about all those ancient healing methods from history. People were given things like holy water or special charms or stones and rings, and they were told, this will cure you. And you know what's wild? A lot of the time, it actually worked. But why? Well, the real magic, of course, wasn't in the object itself. It wasn't in the water or the stone. The power came from the patient's absolute, unwavering belief that it would work. That powerful suggestion reprogrammed their own subconscious mind to heal their body. See? It always comes back to belief. Okay, let's wrap this up and bring it all home. Section 5, try it today. I'm going to give you a super practical, in honestly kind of surprising way you can put this all into practice, like tonight.
This one is a simple little trick, especially for any parents listening. Our source material shared this really wonderful technique for helping guide a child's behavior in a positive way.
Here's how it works. First, you wait for your child to fall asleep. Then, you gently whisper positive messages to them. Why does this work? Well, when we're asleep, our conscious mind, the part that argues and questions and resists, it's asleep too. But the subconscious, it's always listening. So when you whisper things like, you are so kind, or you are a great student, those messages bypass the skeptical conscious mind and go straight into the subconscious. And over time, you might just see a real, amazing difference in their behavior. And really, that leaves us with one final powerful question for you. You are the captain. Your ship, your subconscious mind, is right there, waiting for its orders. It is ready and able to take you absolutely anywhere you want to go. So, the only question left is, what will you tell it to do today?